Well, hello! Welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, neighborhood pyrography artist, and I'm going with hubby.
Okay.
And today we are doing a fox. Now, this is a photo that was voted for in my group, so we're all doing this together. And I have altered my photo lighting-wise and cropping-wise because I'm doing mine on a piece of maple sent to me by Burl a year ago. He's been driving me nuts to get it something on the wood. So we are. It's a 9 1/4 by 10 7/8. Yes. The original photo I have linked down in the description below if you want to burn along. This is what the original photo looks like, and I've changed some of the lighting so that darker on the sides and the background with brighter highlight on the fox. So let's say hi to everybody. Hi Sonia, welcome. Amy, Burl, Philip, Greg, Sheila, Arlene, and Spence. Yay! Got them all. Alright, so I'm going to pop the original off the screen. We're going to get started on this. Now, I'm going to go for the face first. I have a enlarged black and white so that I can make sure I get the shape right and lay that down, and then I'm going to hit the nose and the nose and the mouth. And we're going to look at the fur texture because we've got several different fur textures going down and up and back, and so we really need to pay attention to those. I feel like I'm so far away. Alrighty. So I think based on the size of my eye, I'm going to start. Oh, and I do have a test board of maple. It's going to look weird. This is my test board for April, and there's a reason for the maple, and there's a reason for the board. It's the only maple I've got. And this was a test board for a wooden bicycle that I burned 3 years ago now?
Yep.
Yep. He wanted me to do more, but I honestly did not like burning on maple. Hopefully, Burl, this changes. Because I did not like it before. And I think, based on size, down, I can go with my medium ball tip. So we're just going to... I was guessing on tips, so I think we're going to start with the medium. And it might look like the wood's bowed on screen, and that's because of the grain going the way it is. Alrighty, we got any questions? I can create a highlight video. YouTube, what are you doing to me? I don't know what that means. So I can't have my board. I meant to cut it, but I didn't. It's going to have to be off to the side. It's not going to be up on my... Wow. And this is how different maple is. Now, this, I believe, is a different maple than what Burl sent me. But this is at 4. Waiting for this to heat up, which shouldn't take long. And that is my burn at 4 on maple. To give you an idea of why this is so different. Normally you see me burning on birch. Cut piece. And this is 4. So there is a difference. And I'm going to have to keep that in mind. It's about shade and a half lighter on the maple. Alrighty. And that is why we have test boards. Always have a test board, because that means I'm going to go ahead and go to 4.5. Give it a second to actually heat up so that I'm not lowering the heat, which is going to make it harder. Not so much for the fox, but for my background, trying to get those darks the way I want them. Why do I have to pick the hard stuff?
Because that's who you are.
Every time. Alrighty, so we're going to get started with the eye. Now our eye shape goes up, and then it comes down a little bit, more in a line, but It's thicker right here and comes down, so we need to make sure. And whoop, oh, I thought you were waving at me.
No, I'm not waving at you.
Are you hot?
Cold. It's cold here.
Okay, well, it's not my fault. It got down to 12 and my studio stays cold.
It got down to 3 when I was
Oh,
3 degrees when I woke up.
Oh. We're up early. Alright, so luckily this maple takes heat a little bit better than the other maple. So that's good. Because I haven't adjusted the heat, but it is a little darker. Alright. I won't get so frustrated then. Good to know. So I'm just going to get the eye in. And actually, this is probably about as dark as I'm going to do the eye. Get it in there.
Yeah, this fox's eyes are shut.
Yeah, the eyes are shut. It's a sleeping fox.
That makes it a little bit easier.
It does. And I was trying to go for, because we have 5 photos in group that everybody voted on, and this was the first one. We're going to do all 5, but I wanted to have, sorry, because this is new wood to me, I'm thinking. I wanted you guys to vote so that you'd be more invested in doing it. Let's get down to our nose. Get that in there. I'm trying to follow the direction. I'm also looking at a colored photo that's up on my easel.
Philip he says he wants to apologize for not being around. He's been doing a lot of bow hunting and watercolor.
He has.
He has missed lives, but he watches when he can. He misses all of you.
We miss you. He's been doing beautiful watercolors. I've been really impressed with him. Really impressed with him. I'd say he does watercolors better than me.
So is he doing bow hunting and watercolor together?
Yeah, he's out at camp watercoloring and bow hunting. Impressive, huh?
I thought perhaps he was like putting watercolors on his arrows and
no, not quite.
Shooting them into trees and making art.
No,
or sneaking up on deer with watercolors and painting them.
Not quite that. All right. Actually, I'm liking this burn better than I thought I was going to like on the other maple, so that makes me happy. So, Burl, I'll give you that one. And since this is recorded, you can play that back.
You can make it your ringtone.
Yeah, I'm liking this maple better because he offered me more commissions, and I actually turned down the job.
I think it was a different grade of maple.
Just different altogether.
And then a lot of it was glued together,
yes,
and fixed together, and so it was multiple layers of maple.
Well, I told him if he could give me the pieces before he glued them together, I would do the bike. But he was unable to do that, so I actually had to turn the job down. And it was riding on the main pole between the handlebars and the seat, and then a logo on the back behind the seat. And he paid me $300 for that, but I had to turn it down. I did record my process of burning that bike, but I was so unhappy I never edited the video. So I was just sitting there. Maybe one day I'll do it as a look back. Alright, so I got my mouth in. I have my nose. Now I am actually going to switch pins because I want to put the whiskers in first because those are black. So I want to go ahead and put those in. And where did I put my pen?
Oz is here.
Hey Oz! I'm going to use the 9M for my whiskers because I can get it thinner. You can use the needle tip, but I don't care for it. I haven't found a use that I like for it yet. It's not a bad pen. I just don't like it for what I do. But it might actually work for here a little better. So on here they look bigger, but we've got our whiskers going this way and this way and this way, this way. And then we also have the whiskers that are under the eyes. I go further up on the cheek. We have a little coming down here. But they're not, other than this area, they're not standing your face. These are whiskers, so I'm going to have to watch how I blend them out a little bit in some areas.
Oh, it says he finally got the wolf done.
Yeah, I saw that you did an awesome job, Oz. He did. I liked how he did his fur. It looks like we might be able to bump down our heat because that was even hot on my test board. Alrighty, so let's get this in here. I'm going to have to make sure I'm still on camera. And see, it looks darker actually on the screen than it is here.
A little bit, but not much.
Because there's more. Because on screen it looks black, but it's actually brown. Alrighty. So let's. I'm just gonna kind of tap them, swipe quickly. So I've got them, but I don't want them. Other than this area right here, they're not heavy. So we don't want to make them heavy. We do have...
We have Melinda Pantera.
Hi Melinda, welcome. We got one here. So if you're just joining us, this is, the photo is for my Drawing with Fire group. And everybody voted, and this was our winner to start with. You know what? I'm going to pop up that photo again. This is the original photo with adjusted lighting. So if you want to burn along with us, down in the link of the description, I have it directly to the photo. But it's not going to be as dynamic lighting. It's a very good photo, but it's not as dynamic lighting as what I adjusted from my photo.
So Sheila would like to know if you can zoom in a little.
Zoom in.
And then
Alright, let's take a ride.
You have a question
Yes.
as well. Arlene Romeo wants to know, do you always do the darkest parts first?
I try to
and
do the
tone
face.
down as you go, or what?
I try to do the face first, because if I screw up the face, I'm starting it over. Other parts I can I can fix. But if I screw up the face and I can't fix it, then I need to be able to sand. And I don't want to be so far in the process that I'm taking off a lot of work. And so for the darks of the face, I do tend to start with those first. No, you don't have to. That just tends to be where I go.
That's how I work too. Cause I use those because I don't outline either. And when you don't do that, you need places to be able to adjust off of.
Yeah.
So having those darkest features helps you get your things in proportion and helps you figure out where things are. And then also because they're already dark, then for me it helps me because then I have a point to work from.
Yeah. So hopefully is that close enough, or do I need to go in? Because I can go in.
I think it's good, but we'll see.
Sheila will tell me
what Sheila says.
Yeah. So I lowered my heat down to
Sheila says thanks, Val.
Okay. To 3.5. Let's see. We got a bit of a smile.
Greg says eyes, face first. Same reasons.
Yep. It's easier. It's also less stressful because if I screw up later and I can't fix it, which sometimes you might not be able to fix it. Like I actually screwed up Jonathan. I screwed up the board itself. So I'm having to redo Jonathan all over again. I'm actually going to do him on basswood. But I messed up the background so much that the wood is actually damaged because I took a torch to it after I burned the dark. Even if I sand it, it's not fixable. So what I'll do is probably use that as a test so I can burn on that board, see if I like the shape and where the shadows are, and then switch over to my actual board and work on it that way. That way I can kind of work things out. And it's a bummer because I've gotten about 17 hours into it and it's messed up. I would not give it to him or do the prints for Teresa, Amy, and Spencer based off of it.
That's heartbreaking.
You know what? I'm actually okay with it. I'm okay because I'm that unhappy with it. I think I can do a better job starting over.
Okay.
So I'm okay with it.
See, and when I work on a project like that, like I find that I end up doing sometimes 3 or even 4 studies, especially if it's a person, because the same reason, like my studies aren't as good as the final product.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my way of working out issues.
I'm turning down my heat to a little below 3 because I want to get in. Like, it looks like I didn't draw all of them in, even though they were on my pattern. Oops, a daisy. You know how canines have little dots where their whiskers are, but I don't want them bright because if you look at the reference, they're not super dark. We've got darker areas around it, so I'm just kind of tapping in. We do need them.
It's snowing where Spence is.
Rub it in. We were supposed to get snow yesterday.
Well, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, did we?
Flagstaff did.
Where?
It's halfway down the mountain.
The mountain.
When I went to the store. Yeah, it's still here. Just because it didn't snow exactly on our house.
Therefore, it's not here. Because it wasn't on the house. The wind was so high, it blew the storm through. We didn't get it.
Beryl says the torch will give a different color and texture than burning on the maple.
Well, it'll do it for all the woods. But because I was having a hard time getting the smooth background that I wanted on Jonathan, so I was like, well, I'm going to suck it up and try the torch. I did, and wasn't happy with it. But I'm okay. I really am. I'm okay with it, because I think I can do a better job.
David Zinman's here.
Hey, David. Alrighty, so I think I've got kind of my darks laid out a little bit.
Spence says he has total faith in you. Don't forget you haven't been feeling well lately.
Yeah, but this, I screwed it up. And it's okay. So I'm just going in lightly, quickly. Alright, so what I'm going to switch you over to, because I don't want a whole bunch of harsh lines. Oh, I thought you were pointing.
No, just stretching. Cold makes me tired. Huh?
I'm waking you up. I think, let's see. Yep, we are going to go with a small spin shader. Lower heat. And we're going to start. I'm not putting in every single hair, but if you look at the fox fur, we do have details. And I have, can I have that smaller photo, please?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's a fine on top. So this is not, well, no, this is actually too small. Next one. I had to print out a lot because next one. There we go. That should be it. Alright, so this is my original photo that I used to make. No, it's not.
There's nothing else.
That's odd. Okay, anyway. So if you notice, we don't see every hair stroke right here. It's soft, it's flowy. So we want to make sure we get soft and flowy where it goes. But we do have some darker areas that cut into the fur. Or it's not cutting into the fur, it's the groups of fur on top. And the undercoat is kind of showing, but because it's not getting light, it's darker. So we want to make sure we get the clumps. But here, looking at my photo, so I'm looking at the photo. We do see some hair pattern. We don't see every piece of fur because that's just too much fur. So we need to keep that in mind as we go. So I am at the same, little below 3. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to touch down because my other piece of wood is not giving me accurate temperatures. So I'm going to use, right now, kind of using the tip, a little more flat. I got to make sure I get the curve in there. Get the curve in there. And then I want to get enough in that I can erase so we can see better. Up here above the eye, what I can do is use the edge and move quickly, kind of group and overlap and cross. And in doing that, I get the texture of the fur going down. Make sure I'm kind of crisscrossing and going in the direction of the fur, because I'm moving lighter or faster. The burn is lighter. Where I need it darker, I can slow down, use more of the flat part of the tip, kind of fuzz the fur out a little bit, and then turn back to my side, crisscrossing and drawing down in the direction that the fur is going. And if I keep this light, when I go to put, because if you look, this is the lightest part right here. When I go to put the darks around it, it's going to make this lighter. But looking at the black and white, what you can see is we got the fur go down, and then it kind of comes up like it's following, like that's almost like a hooded lid on a person. It's going over like this. Gets a little darker because it's come back down and then out. We do need to pay attention to those shapes, because these little shapes and indents and shadows are what make it really feel realistic. So we have to pay attention to where those are at and how they're lit.
Michael Ann is here.
Hey,
she
Michael
can't
Ann.
stay long, but she says she'll be on a little while.
Awesome.
And David wants to know what you're burning on.
This is maple. You'll have to ask Burl what species of maple. I don't remember. But Burl would know. Following the direction of the fur. Just draw it up. Now here along the nose fur tends to be shorter. It tends to be, and I mean this is not always absolutely the case, but nose fur on a canine and canine-like animal tends to be shorter, coming down in some areas, going back along the skull, the snout and the skull.
I feel like that's accurate though.
Is it?
Yeah, like
I don't remember if they're.
I can't think of any dogs that have like real long fur, except for like
like the mops. I think they have long
have,
snout fur.
But if it's like any other species.
I mean, wolves have short snout fur.
Yeah.
Foxes do. Even, well, I don't know about the white Arctic fox. It is a fluffier fox, and it may have longer hair that comes out from the snout.
No.
No?
No. It does not.
Can you look it up?
That's where I'm from.
I've
seen them in the wild.
Okay.
They look like
Don't
a
look it
normal
up.
fox, except for white, and they're a little bit poofier.
We have Arctic foxes at the Arizona now. Need to go see them. Since we're gonna pass.
Earl says it's West Coast maple.
West
West Side.
He was awake.
Sort of.
Sort of.
I'm still cold.
You're still cold?
I am.
Well, I'm sorry.
I'm an
It's not my
Alaskan that's
fault.
cold. What does become of me?
Yeah, I have to work in here.
I
What
know.
does that say?
See, I used to have this studio, but then Val and I traded studios because.
Well, no, we were both in here.
Yeah. I took the studio in the house though.
I gave it to you.
You gave me the studio in the house
I did.
because my paints will freeze because they're acrylics.
Whereas I'll just freeze because I'm not
Your
acrylic.
electrical stuff will be just fine.
Alright, following that fur pattern.
Did you know, like, I don't need paint. Like, I've got lots of paint, but finally, after many years, because when I started painting with acrylics like in 95. No, 94. I started painting with acrylics.
Wow, that's back when they invented the wheel.
I still have had a bunch of the paint bottles.
Yeah.
And a lot of those bottles are now, the paint is drying up in them. Not all of them. Some of them are still good, but...
Well, I do have acrylics in here, and they're fine.
Yeah.
So...
Just kind
it
of...
was just an excuse for me to get him out of my studio.
Huh?
I love you.
I love you too.
I love you.
I love you too. Why don't you just keep
You
burning?
wanted your own...
Keep burning, you've already done the damage.
You wanted your own studio too.
I did.
But you wouldn't tell me that.
Well, because you're very, very, very specific.
Is that why you wanted your own studio?
No, I just wanted my own space. Because I use airbrush as well.
Yeah.
And then so you wouldn't be breathing that in.
Or getting it on my wood.
But one of the benefits is that you're not behind me going, miss the spot. That's crooked. That's all wrong.
No, I have to actually get up and go into your studio to do that now.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just laying in because I really want to get the graphite off.
Jason has not finished his self-portrait.
He hasn't even done his self-portrait.
I keep forgetting, and it's because I'm going to do it with a dip pen.
But he is working on a painting.
I am.
So at least he's
busy.
working. I would prefer that he just be working. He should have offered to do.
I probably shouldn't have offered to do a self-portrait, honestly, where I'm at painting.
I agree.
I am working on, if anybody's been on Instagram, then you know that I'm working on Saturn. And
it's a big painting.
Daunting. I'm working on the actual planet Saturn right now, and it's horrible because of the ellipses. I don't like the ellipses.
No?
No. See, all the other planets, I mean, Jupiter's got some rings, but they're faint, and some of the other planets have very, very faint rings, but Saturn is known for its rings. And
so you gotta get them right.
I gotta get the ellipsis right for the angle that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because every other planet, from every angle, except for like Eris and a few other misshapen planetoids, every other planet, any angle that you view it from, it's round. So, as long as you got round, you're good. Not Saturn though. Saturn's round, but the rings are ellipses.
Guess he's having a bit of an issue. Cause you're just talking about rings.
And ellipses.
You're talking rings. Alright, so because this fur is going back towards the eye because it's the lower lid and we've got the upper lid, so the hair is coming together, making our crease.
Alright, Andrew Benning is here.
Oh, hello, Andrew.
He says, hi there, love your work. I've been wood burning for about 3 months now, learning from your tutorials.
Oh, good.
Thanks from Cheddar in the UK. And I think that's a town.
Yes, Cheddar. The Cheddar Man. Remember, I am DNA linked to the Cheddar Man of the UK.
Oh, of course you are.
Don't be jealous. I'm taking off some of the lines,
so
the
it's
graphics.
a town, and it's not just
the Cheddar
a
Man
guy that lives in a big block of cheddar.
No, it's an actual town.
If you did live in a big block of cheddar, Andrew, I would be very jealous.
Oh, that's looking pretty good. Cleaning off.
Because you could just have crackers and be like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to have crackers in my house. And I'll just carve up part of the wall.
It actually looks better here than it does on camera.
What?
Yeah, I know. Look. Look.
Looks the same.
No, it does not look the same. It looks better here.
It does.
It looks better.
The laws of physics dictate that it is the same.
Camera lenses alter. No, camera lens alters.
They allow you to be objective.
In this case, it looks better in person. I can't. We're gonna move, guys. Let me see if I can get the lighting right so you guys can tell. This is closer to the lighting, therefore, look at the screen now, love.
Huh?
before, because I was zoomed in, it was more washed out and it looked more black of a burn versus brown. Now that I've zoomed out, it's more brown.
Well, I agree that the colors can change, but not the. What are you doing?
I am trying to see if I can go in, keep the camera back here. Maybe. It's gonna get fuzzy, I'm guessing. See, yep, we just lost right there.
Yeah.
What?
Arlene says, "Here we go again." I know, right?
We are a married couple.
Yeah.
And it's hard when one person's perfect and the other one isn't.
It's hard when somebody is stubborn.
Oh, well, that's you.
Reverend, your glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you.
It just makes me more fabulous. Alrighty, so let's get back to fur.
I'm gonna check chat. That's what I'm gonna do.
So we have fur. We have several patterns. We have around the eye that I need to go this way with. And you can see it a little bit more. What it is the poofiness. If you pay attention to dogs, they almost have like a poofiness where their whiskers come out above their eyes. That's what that is. That's what that is.
But Greg, if everybody did fly out here and see it in person, they would say, yep, looks the same.
They would say, no, it looks better.
David. Oh.
Did David just give it to me? He did. He did. He just gave it to me, didn't it?
Says
which is exactly what I said.
I should have said nothing. But I can't betray the Toasties, even when they're working against me. But then again, I am the hubcap.
You are the hubcap.
Not part of the wheel that goes round.
Yes,
Just
you
a
are.
decorative covering on the wheel.
No.
Shiny.
No. No.
Michael Ann says, just nod your head and agree. Interesting.
They know I'm right.
Philip says, happy wife, happy life. That word up, Philip.
In general, I'm a happy wife.
Yes, in general. And I appreciate that.
I let you know when I'm not happy.
Yes, and I know that.
No guessing game here.
No, there isn't.
I'm looking at the color because I can. Whereas the black and white or sepia is good for your tonal values, the color. I need a bigger one. The color is good.
What do you want?
Nothing. The color is good to see the shapes better. So I'm just going to get my shape.
I appreciate that, Greg. Greg says the wheel cannot exist without the hub.
That's right.
But I am the hubcap. Which
you named yourself.
Which often falls off or is forgotten when the wheel is replaced.
We would never forget you.
I appreciate that.
You're more like
something that you put.
You're the chrome.
It's something you put the bolts in when you're changing the tire.
You're the oh, it's not hubcap. There's the. Help me out. I'm going blank.
You said chrome.
Yeah. Instead of hubcaps, there's the.
Oh, I'm the rim?
Yes. But the rim is necessary, or the tire can't be on it. And then the tire can't connect to the rest of the vehicle and go.
If I was a rim.
You're a rim.
I would be sweet. I would be a sweet, stylish rim with spinners.
You're just going to be fabulous. You are fabulous.
I know what I am. It's all good.
You are fabulous.
Hubcap's good.
Alrighty, so right here at the eye, tunnel-wise, we're a little darker. So I'm going to slow down, but making sure I'm getting my fur pattern right. In fact, I can erase some, because what I did when I made my pattern is I did not put every hair in. I put the biggest groups of fur, because I'm going to be looking very closely at my reference, which I always recommend doing, and following along with that, so I just need the main outlines, because everything else...
I don't follow my reference. I just look at it once really hard and then commit it to memory.
Oh, look, now the color looks good. Is it because I put this photo up?
It is. Same.
No, look. How is that?
It's okay. I see that.
The same.
That's not an admission.
This is closer to what we're looking at here. What I'm going to do is... And that wasn't a mission. And this is just so I can have it closer to my burning. So that you guys can see what's going on without it adjusting so much.
Okay.
Why didn't you tell me it looked better? Because that's what I was going for. Scissors.
Oh, God. Don't throw scissors.
Why? I didn't throw them at you.
I know. We almost had an episode.
No, we did not.
You turn around.
Oh, wait a minute. Now the colors...
Scissors are stuck in my eye.
Oh, man. Look what I did. I need the white.
Valarie threw the scissors at me.
I did not throw the scissors at you. I did not. Don't tell them that.
These are sharp.
They're scissors. They're not meant for kindergartners.
Alright.
Hopefully that's enough white.
Cut some sweet donuts with this.
Do not touch my scissors for your donut cutting.
Let's put these up here.
There's a reason this is a man who takes a pair of good scissors and cuts donuts.
It was a good idea.
Says no one.
I needed to cut a donut in half, and the scissors made a perfect, clean incision. And I've been paying for it ever since.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and put the ear in, because that's a really nice dark that's going to help balance out the light areas. So let's bounce up to the ear real quick. I'm going to go ahead and bump up to 3.5, because we do see in the photo, we do see where the ear is sectioned off and has different fur. So we don't want to go full black completely. And if you look tonal wise, where it's bounce ball, the ear in general is the same color as where the eye is closed, the darkest part of the nose. We've got the underneath of the leg that he's using as a pillow. So we need to keep all those tonal values as close as possible. Down. Alrighty.
So Beryl actually answered this question, but Michael Ann had a question.
Mm-hmm.
And she was asking, is there a reason your wood grain is going side to side instead of up and down?
It's the type of cut. You can actually get different cuts of wood. This is called a long cut. I'm trying to think of, this is a long cut, and when the grain is going up and down, that's a short cut.
So, but I mean, practically speaking, if you,
I chose this direction.
if you wanted to paint it in portrait style,
Oh yeah, I could just flip it.
landscape, then the grain would be up and down.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of choice.
Yep. This was a choice of composition.
Amy, sometimes you need to cut a donut. It was a maple bar. I wasn't ready to eat all of it, and I didn't want a half-eaten bar with like bites out of it.
Why
I
didn't
wanted
you
a
use the
nice
scissors?
surgical cut, hence using the scissors.
You could have used a knife. Alright. I'm just tapping in. That just tells me you didn't even think to use the knife.
I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it.
So I'm just tapping.
I did what I did.
just,
I've already paid for my crimes, alright?
and every time you touch a pair of scissors, you're going to hear about it as a reminder.
I'm going to buy, you know what, someday, when we're rich, I'm going to have my own donut cutting scissors.
Absolutely.
Hey, actually, when we went to the store the other day, you said that those scissors...
They were kitchen shears meant to cut like turkey breast or chicken breast, the bones, things like that.
And they could cut a donut.
And they could cut a donut, yes.
Without you getting angry.
Without me getting angry.
Got it.
Yep. He used my craft scissors. Anybody who does crafts, I'm waiting for them now to go because they know.
Why were
you
they in
don't use
Why
craft
were they in
scissors.
the kitchen?
Because I can craft in the kitchen as well.
Well, now you know.
I have 2 pairs of scissors
Do
here.
not leave stuff out where Hubcap can get at it. That's what the moral of the story is.
Very good.
Because I'm going to use it. Because I'm.
Yes, that is the moral. Don't put it where you can touch it. Alright. I am actually really liking this maple thus far. The biggest test is going to be the background for me. I don't always do a dark background, but this particular subject, I think, lends itself to it. So that's why I darkened it up instead of lightening it up.
Well, now I'm in trouble. Apparently the craft scissors were not the correct answer.
Thank you.
You would side, your Toasties would side with you.
Anybody who does any kind of crafts knows, just like fabric scissors you don't use to cut hair with.
No, Arlene, they don't. We didn't take the scissors apart. She has new scissors now. Actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, these are the scissors.
Those go over here. I've got another pair behind your head.
Is it wise telling me what the scissors are?
Maybe not.
You know, these are just the right width to cut a maple bar, though.
So guess who I'm not going to buy a maple bar for?
I didn't want one anyway.
Well, that's good because I wasn't going to buy you one anyway. I'm just tapping and dragging. Tap, tap, drag. Each time I...
Oh, now Barrel's getting on the
bandwagon.
See?
See? And what does Burl say?
A definite no-no.
There you go.
I didn't know.
Drag, tap, drag, tap, drag. You have a mother.
That doesn't mean anything.
Your mother had to
We all
tell
have
you.
mothers. My
Your
mom
mother-
never said, "Don't cut donuts with my scissors."
Did your mom not tell you don't touch my scissors?
No,
Never.
because we lived in Alaska and I didn't need scissors because we had machetes. And let me tell you, a machete cuts a donut in half really good. Or a hand axe, actually. It's good.
Okay, you have a hand
It's
axe.
multifunctional because you can make kindling with it, and donuts, and a lot of assorted different projects you can do with hand axes and machetes.
You have one, so you can play with that. So I don't know that I should be saying it's okay for you to play with sharp objects. Exactly. All right. So I'm just trying to get the darkest darks in, and I'm dragging.
Yeah, I suppose they could be burned in half.
You touch my burner, and we're gonna have words. That's just not safe.
I'm trying to imagine a world in which you walked in on me with a donut and an Optima, and I'm like,
He would too.
and then the next live, it would be like, Hubcap's not here anymore.
He's been relegated to the bedroom.
Next time you see me, I'd have an eye patch on.
See, it looks so much like the white balance for whatever reason. Does that happen every live and I just don't notice it?
Well,
I guess it's possible.
Well, probably. I mean, I never did look for it, so... And then, probably even if it was happening, I probably would have thought it was inconsequential.
Let's get the shape in here. Now, right here in the middle, it is burned, or tonal value-wise, it is darker, but right now it's not as dark as the other areas that I'm working. So that's why I'm not touching down there.
So, Greg, we can joke about these things, but no, that's... I would never see if she notices.
Because he knows I notice everything. If something's moved, I know it's moved.
No, Arlene, I would never make a grilled cheese sandwich with a shading tip. It would take far too long. Now a torch, but interestingly enough, if you use a torch though, it leaves a residue on the bread.
Ew, probably.
There's a reason I know that.
Because you've done it.
Maybe.
But not with my torch, I hope.
But you can make grilled cheese.
Did you do it with my torch?
No.
Okay.
Long time ago.
We did torch
marshmallows. Long time ago in Alaska.
We did torch marshmallows on the light.
Yeah.
So.
Long time ago in Alaska.
Okay.
That's how I know that.
Okay. But not with my torch.
No.
Look at me. Not with my torch?
Not with your torch.
Look at me.
It sounds like you have a slogan.
Look at me.
Like this should be like some sort of protest rally. Not with my torch.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Not with my torch?
Not with your torch.
Okay, you're good.
Jeez.
I'm very good at telling
if you're
people
gonna
are
make
lying.
a grilled cheese sandwich, you need an iron anyway.
Yeah.
Iron will do that. Just don't starch it because it doesn't taste right.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get the shape right before I go any further.
David's got to go.
Bye, David.
Bye, David.
Hope you could do the burning with us. Now, there isn't a time frame on doing these projects. And there is something I want to talk about. I did make a post in the group because I thought it was important. But just in case somebody's watching who's not a part of the group, I still want to... I'm actually liking the color, how the maple's burning. I'm liking that, huh? Okay.
Something you just said gave me an idea.
What's that?
Well, you said time frame. And if you had a clock and you put a frame around it, that would be a time frame.
And he's here all week,
I think
guys.
that's something. I think that we could market that. Time frame.
He's here all week.
By Whamco.
I'm now going to address what's been said in the group.
What?
Never touch a woman's tools ever. That's right, Spence. And I have more tools than he does. I play with the tools. You play with the paintbrushes.
I do.
I've been seeing people in the group telling me that they wanted to do this project, but that they did not have enough experience to burn. And that's really bothered me. Like I said, so much so that I made a post, because these community projects are specifically for learning.
And it goes back to the old saying, like, you can't learn unless you do it.
That's right. I can tell you all day long all the different things to do, but until you actually do it, it's not going to mean a whole lot. I mean, yeah, you'll learn stuff.
Thank you, Greg. He says my jokes are consistent. I hope
They
that's
are.
a good thing. Beryl is laughing. She says she likes the maple so far. And Michael Ann has to go.
Hey, Michael.
Bye, Michael Ann.
Don't run with scissors.
Just hint though, if you do have scissors and you got donuts, it's worth trying. You know you want to. Somebody here is going to cut donuts with scissors now.
And then they're going to tell their spouse it was your fault. Or their loved one.
There's
scissors.
precautions you can take. You don't have to use your wife's scissors. You can buy your own scissors and cut the donuts with them.
True. Yep. Could do that.
Such a clean cut, though.
Alright, so I'm trying to get
cut pizza that way, too. I'm going to just reach it.
We had a pair of kitchen shears. You broke them.
How did I break them?
Cutting the bison ears.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's get this in here. See, once I go and blend this in.
For the dogs.
For the dogs,
Yeah.
yes.
They're
Bison.
tried. We don't gonna run around cutting ears off
No.
of bison. That's not the kind of people we are.
No, they are, instead of the bleach Q sticks or whatever, hide, cure hide. We get bison ears.
That sounds like a rite of passage, though. Like, in order to become a man, you must sneak up on a bison and cut an ear with your scissors.
Who wants to be a man? Because I'd just be mean. Mean. Alright.
I would never do that.
No. Alright, so I'm still at a little shy of 4. But remember, if I slow down my pen, it will burn darker. I'm not pushing hard on the wood. Let's see here. I'm going to go to this decolor. Hopefully if I keep the white somewhere on the screen, it will.
Bro, that's a good point.
What's that?
I honestly don't know.
What?
Beryl wants to know, like, whatever was cut before the donut, and then, and then you cut the donut, so the scissors aren't clean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think they were I think they were like close to brand new scissors. It would have been like paper. Yep. He used scissors that are meant for paper. It's a good thing I love you. That just means you just get teased and nothing else.
The perks of being loved.
Yep. Yeah. Alrighty. So I'm just tapping in and trying to make sure I shape it right. That way, when I go back later, I just touched the camera with my face, which made my lip itch. Alright, let's take some of that off. See, I don't know how well you can see it. Doesn't happen often, but so far I'm actually happy with this.
What?
So, exactly. Take a note. Things can happen.
I don't want to do anything to ruin this moment.
Yeah, because what? In 2 hours I'm in screaming, going off. It's not like I thought it was.
I think you're going to be fine.
Well, I am comfortable with doing fur. And I think that makes a difference. The more you do something, the more comfortable you feel. It does make a difference.
That goes back to the experience of doing something.
But without...
It's always going to be a first time. So.
Oh, yeah. This is the first time me ever burning a fox.
No, that's not true. There's a fox in the living room right now.
I am sorry. You are correct. There's some burning... Because I thought it was going to be my first fish as well. But no, I've done a fish before too. Kind of lost track. Yes, the fox was for you. In fact, the fox is burned on you.
Yep, and it's right here. It's a sleeve. No?
No.
Oh,
it's burned on you.
You would.
You would.
You would do that.
You would do that. Yeah.
Greg has to go hang some of his works at the local diner.
Awesome. I'll make sure they're very
cards,
protected.
Of course.
If you're hanging in a local diner, depending on what's on the back of your wood, meaning is if it's a sawtooth, how are you connecting sawtooths with not twist ties, but the plastic tie? Yes.
Well, okay.
And explain why I'm mentioning this.
All right. So when you hang at coffee shops and diners, there's always a possibility that someone will run off with your work, and with wood burnings,
and it did happen here.
It tends to happen because if they're smaller, then they're more easily concealed. And what we do is we have
you use zip ties.
Yes, I use zip ties. I'm trying to think of depends on what kind of hardware that they have on the walls.
Well,
if it's just a nail, that creates
you're talking, okay,
some complexities. But sometimes that like diners that are up here, they're afraid to damage their walls, so they'll have like hanging
J-hooks and
hardware.
chains.
And if you happen to have that, you can take a zip tie and you can run it through the. If you have a wire, you can run it through the wire and make a loop, and you can close that loop with whatever you're hanging on, and that way, if they decide to buy it, then whoever is on on shift at that time can take a pair of scissors,
Yep.
but not your scissors.
No.
And they can
Or a
clip
knife.
that zip tie. But if somebody tries to lift it and they can't do it, and because it'd be awkward, them trying to like yank it off the wall, the odds are is that they'll leave it alone.
Because you also have to remember, most businesses where you're hanging aren't going to have insurance for art.
Yeah.
So once it's stolen, it's gone. Unless they get caught, your art's gone.
Yeah.
So
and, most of them aren't going to take any liability for that. And then
now you can buy artist insurance, and we've never done that. So I don't know about how it runs or anything like that. But you can purchase that. But anytime you can hang with a little bit more security, things will go better.
There is one more thing that you have to worry about when you're dealing with food places in particular.
Yes.
Two things, actually. One is like, if they're close to tables and things, then you've got people that are coming around and they're pulling out chairs and putting on coats, and your stuff can get knocked around. Or even dented. If somebody like runs a serving tray into your work or something like that. And then the other part of it is every location that we've been at that serves food, there ends up being we have to clean them afterwards, because there ends up being like a little bit of residue, and sometimes there's even like specks of food, which sometimes it's amazing. It's like, how are these people
Getting food up there.
getting food there? Like, what kind of eating habits are those? Are they? It's like ravenous. It's like, did Cookie Monster come to eat here? Because that's what it seems like.
Well, for us, we're a little luckier because the varnish that we're using, how we're sealing our wood, will help that.
Yeah, even on my canvases.
Yeah. Sealing your wood is important, especially if you're hanging in a restaurant.
Greg says thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Something to think on. Spence wants to know if the Toasties can crop this picture
Absolutely.
however they want to burn it.
Absolutely. The only thing we're focusing on as a group is that the fox and the fox on the tree. How you crop it, how you lay it out, all totally up to you.
What if I'm just asking? What if they wanted to blow it up and just do
Absolutely.
like the front part of the?
What? Just here, like this?
Yeah,
Are we
okay.
talking like that? Or are we talking the whole thing?
No, like that. Like, say they want to do a diamond and they just
Oh well,
crop that.
gonna do a
So they could
diamond.
do.
Well, I like as much. I probably should say I'd like as much, if possible, for the fox, and at least a little bit of the tree stump, because the fox is the main focus, and we're working on the fur. So I would prefer it not cut out, but in the end, it's your art.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to do anything about it.
But don't crop it with fell scissors.
Don't crop it with my scissors. Because if you look at the original, can I have that?
Is this the original? This one right here?
That's the one I want.
Is this the one you want?
If you look at the original
There you
butthead,
go.
the original butthead's right next to me.
Where? I don't see them.
That actually is not the original download. No.
Up here?
Let me see if I've got it. No, I didn't print out the original. Let me see if I've got it. I have to have it downloaded because I had to. Here we go. This is the original photo. Ah! It's huge. Sorry, guys. I didn't crop it or anything.
Well, it's got a lot of resolution.
It does. Oh, that's right. It's the large one. Shoot fire. I need to leave enough on the screen so I can pull it. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Alright. This is the actual original photo. You can tell the lighting's a little bit different from what I did. The crop is different from what I did. What I'm going to do is change this photo so that we can see my comparison. Here we go. There we go. So you can see how I changed the photo a bit and cropped it compared to, let's see, I've got it lined up right out there for my piece. So you can see how much I changed it. And in the group, I did post the photo as a PNG of the fox and just the stump cut out in case somebody wanted to, didn't want the background because it was easier to see. I would prefer as much if possible, but it's your art, definitely. Because there's a lot to learn in the butt fur here, and the leg fur, and where the fur changes a bunch of directions right here in the middle. There's a lot to learn from that. So I would, what's the word? Not caution, but not even advise. That's a little harsh. What is the word? What is the word? Can't think of the word.
A cap on the wheel goes round.
Not even a preference. I mean, when you're trying to uplift somebody,
You pick them up.
yes, come on.
You
have a preference and you kind of want to steer them in that direction.
You want to influence them?
You're not quite influence. We'll be at this all day long, so maybe we should stop.
This happened last week, too.
It did happen last week, and Jenny got the right word.
Yes, he did. Is that going to become a feature on
Maybe so.
on the show?
Next week you get to
Find
find
the
a
word that they can't.
Next week is your word.
Okay.
We got my word. In
And
fact, I think we got a couple words.
I don't know.
Okay, so he just wants some of the background out of it. Oh, absolutely. I cut a lot, as you can see, based on the two photos. I cut quite a bit of the background out of it, but I also wanted the background darker. And if you look at the tree stump, this tree stump versus that tree stump, you can really tell the difference in the lighting, as well as the, you can't see my hand, as well as along the tree butt area. I darkened it because I wanted to really make sure it stands out.
Encourage?
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Is that your word or somebody else's? Burrow got it.
Burrow. Yes, no.
This is a burrow stream, huh? Burrow wood, word.
Burrow world.
Burrow world, wow.
Burrow world.
You get
Burrow
the
world.
full benefit.
Burrow world. Burrow world.
Yes.
We are Burrow world.
He was saying how about get the full benefit of the challenge. Yeah. Hey, Teresa. Medium color. Thinking of paper on this one. Absolutely. Use paper. And later on, if you want to add a little color, absolutely. We're focused. My main goal is to focus. Now, for this, I won't be adding color. I really like the lighting and everything, so I won't be adding color to this. I might do it. I don't think I'll do it to the Grand Canyon either. I'm not sure. Anyway, when we get there. Alrighty.
The Grand Canyon.
Yes, Grand Canyon is
Sorry, I zoned out. I zoned out for a little bit there. All I heard was Grand Canyon.
Yes, we're burning the Grand Canyon in May. Because next month is
and
the
park rangers are going to be angry.
I know. Next month for March
We need a lot of gasoline.
Is an owl.
Oh, you saw it again.
And then
Ow.
so March is an owl.
Ow.
April is Nemo the fish, and in their habitat the and then the Grand Canyon, and I might change the statue out. We'll vote on another photo maybe for the statue because that wasn't very popular. So we might look for something else. That's where we're at. Let's see here. Oh, if you're watching this and you're new, whether live or replay, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm only going to be focusing on the community projects for a while and maybe updating or uploading a review video or whatnot here and there. We're going to focus on the community burning so that everybody who wants to participate is really getting the information, hopefully, that they want. And I guess I could take this photo down. If I pick the right photo, go away. Nope, that wasn't the right one.
Spence says it won't stop snowing.
Mm.
Yeah, I knew that would make sense.
That's not nice. Now, see, look at that. That changed the wood to the color. If I do that, it takes it away. If I do that, it puts it back.
I see that.
Away.
Cool.
Back.
Warm. Cool. Warm. Cool. Warm.
So you can see the burn better. Alrighty. So, yeah, rub in those snowflakes. Can we do a floral? Yes. Well, you know what? If everybody agrees, we can. And I was looking for floral, but I didn't see any flowers that really jumped out at me at the time. If the group is cool with removing the statue and putting a flower in, we'll do that. I don't have a problem with that. And I think after we start our next round of voting on photos, we also need to look at a building as well. That way we're getting the full gamut of different subjects, and maybe we'll try some different art. Would you call them styles? Are they styles? Or techniques?
Techniques.
Like stippling.
Those are techniques.
Okay. Style would be like a stained glass style, an abstract style. We'll try all that stuff.
Some of that stuff's overlapping.
Yeah, we'll try all that stuff. Why not? Don't forget to hit the like button. And also, very, very, very important, don't forget that, and watch more videos. You're awesome. You can do this. You're a pyro artist. Happy burning, guys. Bye. Where's that light coming from? Huh. Well, you put it in my face. Gonna bite it.